This is why a narcissist can't stand your confidence and what they'll do. A narcissist strives to appear as the most self-assured individual in any room, and they certainly excel at projecting that image, don't they? However, the reality is that this behavior is merely a way of masking deep-seated insecurity. So when they encounter genuine confidence in someone else, it unsettles them, especially because their own confidence is merely an illusion. In fact, whenever they witness authentic self-assurance, they are bound to react. This reaction becomes even more pronounced when it comes from someone they once perceived as weak. In this video, we'll explore what happens when a narcissist begins to notice true confidence emerging in you, particularly if you have endured years of their manipulation and emotional abuse. When involved with a narcissist, you may initially possess a strong sense of confidence, something they might even contribute to reinforcing at the beginning. However, it doesn't take long before they begin to systematically break you down. This is known as a devaluation phase, where they start nitpicking your actions, their deceit becomes more apparent, and gaslighting takes hold. Gradually, this process erodes your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. One of the most dangerous aspects of emotional abuse is that it distances you from your true self and your potential. The good news? You can always reconnect with that inner strength. No matter how much a narcissist tries to diminish your confidence, they can never truly take away who you are. Over time, their influence may cause you to feel like a mere shadow of yourself, but regaining your confidence is entirely possible. You may begin to feel as if your opinions hold no weight, and at its worst, you might feel like a mere shadow of who you once were. But what happens when you transition from that state to suddenly displaying confidence, or even quietly rebuilding it in the background? How does a narcissist respond when they witness this newfound self-assurance? If you've experienced this, I'd love to hear your story. Feel free to share in the comments below. Your insights could provide support to someone currently navigating a similar situation. In addition to what I already know will be incredibly valuable input from the community, I'm going to share 5 common reactions a narcissist has when they notice your confidence growing. You may observe a mix of these responses happening simultaneously, but if you've been in any kind of relationship with a narcissist and have begun to reclaim your confidence, at least one of these reactions will likely resonate with you. One of the first things a narcissist will do is criticize you. They'll find ways to tear down your confidence, no matter how it manifests. Confidence isn't just about words, it's in the way you stand, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. You might start standing taller, speaking with more certainty, or choosing words that reflect conviction. Maybe you've stopped apologizing for things that aren't your fault, or perhaps you're no longer second-guessing every decision you make. If a narcissist begins mocking your posture, the way you talk, or how you present yourself, take as a sign that they recognize your confidence, and it unsettles them. This is actually a positive indication for you. It means you're moving in the right direction. Another reaction you might encounter is the narcissist belittling your confidence. Imagine you're feeling self-assured because of a recent accomplishment. Maybe you received a promotion at work. Instead of celebrating with you, the narcissist will attempt to diminish your achievement. They might downplay it by saying, "Well, it's just a small promotion," or "That's nice, but you didn't get much of a raise," or even, "You're still not where you should be." Their goal is to chip away at your excitement and make you doubt your progress. This kind of belittling can take both subtle and overt forms. For instance, if you start feeling confident in your appearance, a narcissist might seize the opportunity to undermine that. Rather than offering a genuine compliment, they might point out a small flaw, saying something like, "Oh, you have something on your face," or "Are you sure that outfit is the best choice?" It's almost as if the moment you begin embracing confidence, they instinctively feel the need to tear it down. With covert or passive-aggressive narcissists, this often appears in the form of backhanded compliments, remarks that sound positive on the surface, but are actually disguised insults. Another reaction you're likely to encounter from a narcissist when you display confidence is something many people in these situations have experienced. They'll accuse you of being a narcissist. Narcissists are quick to criticize confidence in others while feeling entitled to display the very same traits themselves. To them, confidence is their privilege alone, and the moment you exhibit it, they twist the narrative. Suddenly, you're the one being labeled as self-centered or egotistical. This can easily pull you into a defensive spiral, feeling the need to argue, "I'm not a narcissist, you are." But engaging in that debate is pointless. The key takeaway here is that if a narcissist calls you a narcissist, it's often a sign that you're asserting yourself in a healthy way. As long as you're not being abusive, your empathy remains intact, and your confidence comes from a genuine place, you are on the right path. Another common response for a narcissist when they sense your growing confidence is outright anger, sometimes even explosive rage. Their primary goal when they notice your self-assurance is to suppress it, to make you doubt yourself, to convince you that you are unworthy of confidence. They will attempt to do this in any way possible. But if they find that their usual tactics, devaluation, criticism, gaslighting, are no longer effective, their frustration can escalate into rage. It's important to note that this kind of outburst is slightly different from what is typically referred to as narcissistic rage. Instead of being triggered by perceived injury to their ego, this particular reaction stems from their inability to control you the way they once did. When we talk about narcissistic rage, we're usually referring to the intense reaction that occurs when a narcissist experiences deep-seated shame. This shame is often triggered in an instant, causing them to lash out in whatever way they typically express anger. Your confidence has the potential to bring about this reaction because their own sense of confidence isn't authentic. It's merely a carefully constructed illusion. Witnessing someone who exudes genuine self-assurance can bring their insecurities to the surface, making them feel exposed. Alternatively, their anger might not be an impulsive outburst, but rather a calculated effort to silence you at any cost. Their goal is to undermine your confidence and regain control. Now let's discuss whether it's wise to openly display confidence in front of a narcissist. Above all else, personal safety should always be the priority. If you believe their reaction could escalate into violence or aggression, it's best to avoid provoking them. In such cases, the safest option is to remove yourself from the situation rather than openly asserting your confidence. However, this doesn't mean you have to remain insecure. You can always work on strengthening your self-assurance privately. If you must maintain contact with a narcissist for any reason, strategies like low contact or grey rock tend to be the most effective. These approaches involve minimizing emotional responses and withholding personal details, making it harder for them to manipulate or provoke you. In these situations, it's generally not advisable to make a point of displaying strong confidence in their presence, as these strategies are designed to reduce their reactions, not trigger them. That said, every relationship dynamic is unique. It's up to you to assess whether you feel safe expressing your true, authentic self around a narcissist. If you choose to do so, be prepared for some form of reaction, most likely one of the responses we've covered today. But what happens when you persist? When you refuse to back down and continue building and embracing your confidence? In most cases, you can expect the narcissist to disengage in some way. If they realize they can no longer control you, they will typically shift their focus to someone they believe they can manipulate. So what happens when a narcissist finally accepts that they have no power over you? That's exactly what I explore in this next video. Be sure to check it out, and I'll see you there.